I have actually flipped cards, bought graded cards on eBay and flipped them. So back in about October, November, there was a green platinum Mike Trout card graded at 9.510 from his rookie year. The card was listed for $1,300, $1,325. And I just said to myself, I've never seen one of these. This is very cheap. I just bought it right away. I held it for a couple months and I actually sold it the other day for $2,700. So, I mean, that just comes from years of experience and me knowing what things are worth and knowing the type of market for, you know, such a coveted rookie card like that.
Hey, what's going on everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. In this video, we're going to be covering how to find undervalued but high profit cards that you can trade and resell for some really good money. So we're gonna talk about baseball, basketball, football cards for the most part. But Eric, how long have you been selling cards for?
So it really picked up in the past 3 years, but I'm almost at the 6-year mark. I started in August of 2015.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people, we've made a ton of videos. So if you haven't joined our free workshop yet, join it at RaikenProfit.com/cards. We've got all types of videos about how to get started, grading cards, how to choose rookie cards. I mean, we have tons of videos, but I know you guys all know his story. He's 22, he's sold for over 3 years, done over $1 million in sales. But if you're looking to learn how to make money buying and selling cards, this is gonna be the video for you. And again, check out the free workshop. So let's talk about the first method that people can start to find undervalued, you know, high profit sports cards to make money from, and that's eBay. So explain to people, how can people find cards on eBay?
So personally, I only buy cards on eBay that are raw. So if you're buying a card on eBay and you're looking to make money on it, you have to think to yourself, now how do I look at the value of a card? I look at recent sales on eBay. So let's say you buy a card for, let's say a card's selling for $1,000. And this guy will sell it to you for $900, which is great. That's, you know, you're gonna make $100. But you could buy that card on eBay for $900, and then the person who you try to flip it to is gonna look at the value of the card and he sees what you paid. You kind of set the market. You kind of set a new market if you're gonna try to buy a card on eBay and flip it. It doesn't work out that well because they could see what you paid for it. If someone could see what you paid for a card, it's not that good a business. So there's actually methods I teach in my mentorship program as well to get people off of eBay and do a deal with them directly through PayPal. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Do not give out your information on eBay because eBay has algorithms that will detect you giving out your email, your phone number, and they will suspend your eBay account. So that's my 2 cents on trying to find.
Be careful. It's like illegal to go around. I don't know if illegal, but against our terms of service. And I've had people who have like tried to like save money and different things, and then you give them their phone number and it does it. It picks it up. You get kicked off. So be very careful with that. What are your thoughts on eBay in terms of buying like large lots of cards, because it's harder to determine the value of each individual card.
For sure.
If there's like someone selling maybe a big like box lot of like 200 cards or something.
So once again, I will only buy lots of cards on eBay 99% of the time. If they're raw and maybe I could send them to PSA, that's a big thing, buying lots of base cards to send to PSA. Now, everything I'm saying, I'm gonna contradict myself and say that I have actually flipped cards, bought graded cards on eBay and flipped them. I'll give you a good example. So back in about October, November, you could actually go and look at the sale. It's me, I'm the one who purchased it. There was a green platinum Mike Trout card graded at 9.510 from his rookie year. And for those of you who are familiar with sports cards, that's a very hard card to grade as a 9.510. And you know, it's a Mike Trout rookie. So the card was listed for $1,300, $1,325. And I just said to myself, I've never seen one of these. This is very cheap. I just bought it right away. I held it for a couple months and I actually sold it the other day for $2,700.
Wow.
So, I mean, that just comes from years of experience and me knowing what things are worth and knowing the type of market for, you know, such a coveted rookie card like that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
So you saw that thing and you're like, what? It's because that's interesting. The same thing applies with like in my Amazon business, and same thing applies with like drop shipping, wholesale. Like sometimes you just see something and it's unique and you're like, wait, like that's odd. You know the market, but you're like, I've never seen that before. I've never seen that clothing item with the leather elbow patches, with the accent or with the embroidery or some type of design. So that's cool. That comes with practice. Now I know I'm a part of his mentorship program, and if you want to learn about how to jump on a call with Eric to learn from him one-on-one, so on and so forth, join the free workshop because I'm going to give you guys a bunch of free videos and I'll give you his information and whatnot. But I know in your mentorship program, you talk a lot about, you're always showing cards that you're sourcing off of Facebook groups and Facebook in general. Let's talk about Facebook a little bit because I feel like that's like people think it's like not a place you can go to source, but it's great.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, us younger people, we think, Facebook, that's for older people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Facebook is where the money is because there's tons and tons of Facebook sports card groups where you could, go in there and post, I'm looking for these cards, or people are posting cards for sale. And, like I was talking about before, purchasing through PayPal directly, nobody could see what you're paying for the card. And, just like anything in life, cash is king. So, if you're paying straight in cash for, $1,000 or $1,500 card, you can get it at 80, 85% a lot of the time. And you can make some decent money. You can go off and take that card and trade it for full value or something like that. So that's kind of how I maneuver Facebook groups. There's a ton of them. I really go into my mentorship program and teach you how to navigate them, which ones are good, which ones are bad, how to avoid scams on them. There's a lot more to it, but that's the simple way to answer that.
And let's skip over this one for now. We'll go back to it, but I want to talk about Craigslist because it kind of falls within the Facebook. I feel like Facebook is like the new Craigslist in a sense. Remember Craigslist used to be like the best local sourcing method, and now Facebook I feel like has taken them out. But what are your thoughts in terms of sourcing on Craigslist right now locally?
So Craigslist is actually where I got my huge start. I'll get into this into another video, but I was able to find a lot of sports cards, a lot of old vintage cards, Babe Ruths, Mickey Mantles. Joe DiMaggio's. I bought them all for about $11,500. Got them all graded, resold them for $39,000.
Was that the Connecticut source?
That was the Connecticut source. I bought the lot in Torrington, Connecticut. It was actually an estate sale, but I'll get into that.
It's so close to where I used to live. I just moved to Miami from Berlin, Connecticut. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was. And, that happened in October of 2016. I've been looking for a deal like that ever since. It's never came across. Those cards from the 30s, 40s, 50s are so valuable. And you can't find them anywhere. And, it's a really hard thing to find. But with that said, Craigslist, I'm sure maybe I just missed it or I don't search on Craigslist that much. But if you constantly search in there, I'm 100% sure you will find good deals. You just have to be aware of, anyone that uses Craigslist knows this. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of fakes out there. Yeah. So
don't send money first. Don't.
Yeah. Go in person, see the card. Ask some experts if it's real, if you're buying an autograph or a card. Yeah. That's my best suggestion in terms of Craigslist.
Got it. And we have local written down under here, which kind of comes into Craigslist. For local, I'm sure maybe you're talking about like garage sales, flea markets. Do you have other local sources? Yeah,
so I've actually bought sports cards from, this is crazy. So I'm actually I'm from Wayne, New Jersey, a town in North New Jersey. And I used to have my mom post on, there was a Facebook group called Moms of Wayne, and she used to post on there. I would tell her once in a blue moon, hey, just post, do any of your dads or whatever have old sports cards? And I used to buy a couple of things from there.
No way.
Yeah, and there's other apps.
Like next door?
Yeah, stuff like that. I don't use them that much, but locally you can find some gold mines very locally because a lot of people don't know how valuable these sports cards are. So that's my experience with local. You could definitely do well doing that.
Do us a favor and smash that like button down below if you're watching this on YouTube and show some love because he's giving away a lot of his secrets right now for how he's finding stuff. Instagram, how do you source, baseball, undervalued but high profit baseball, football, cards,
So Instagram, in my opinion, is not as good as Facebook. I don't use it as much, but Instagram, literally go on Instagram and just make a separate Instagram maybe and just call it something like, Eric Sports Cards or whatever your name is so people know what the Instagram is about. And just go and follow every single person that, does sports cards on Instagram. You'll see there's a lot of sports cards Instagrams. And, when you post, they'll all see your stuff and then, like their stuff, engage because, if you engage with them, they're going to follow you back just like on Instagram, just like anything on Instagram, and they'll see your post. So, but, Instagram's not as good because they don't have groups and stuff where just the masses could see in one. You don't need to be friends with that person or follow them. But Instagram, there's definitely some good deals in there, and there's a lot of young guns on there as well.
Yeah, the people that I know who are having success sourcing and selling on Instagram, it's more of like a relationship builder. So like you said, you build those relationships and you do a lot of deals through like the DMs when you have that trust factor built up. And last but not least, I'm actually interested to pick your brain about this. What are your thoughts about card shows?
Oh man, card shows are tremendous. So I've actually been traveling the country doing these for the past, since I've been 18 years old. I did it all throughout college, and there's big card shows in some of the big cities. San Francisco. They may have stopped the San Francisco one, but Houston, Chantilly, Virginia, Chicago, White Plains, New York, some in North Carolina. Nashville is a pretty good one. There's shows all over the country, and you know, it's like real life eBay. You go there, you wheel and deal, and the biggest show, you know, of the year is usually the National Card Show. It's the last weekend in July or the first weekend of August. And it's a lot of fun. Everybody
exciting.
goes in. This year it's in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And it may be canceled because of Corona. I hope not. But you could just go there, and I'm talking like you could make so much money. Like I had a friend back in a couple years ago bought a gold Mike Trout rookie card for $17,000. Now this card's worth $100,000. But he literally bought it for $17,000 from a guy, paid cash, brought it over to another dealer, and got $22,000 for it in 10 minutes, like that. So
wow, that's gonna be another video topic because I have a lot of questions I want to ask you about that. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of anticipation, but that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing the eBay, Facebook groups, Instagram, Craigslist, local, and the trade show sourcing, you know, tactics and whatnot. If you guys enjoyed this video, do us a big favor, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. If you want to learn more about buying baseball, football, basketball cards, if you want to learn about how you could possibly work with Eric one-on-one, and it's very limited. I know you said you were only going to be letting a couple more people in.
Yeah, because there's only so much demand I can take, because I like to ensure that my students get the most amount of me. So yeah, enrollment is definitely limited.
But you could definitely get into the free workshop. So once you go here, RaikenProfit.com/cards, I'll give you all the videos in the workshop. I'll also give you access to be able to book a call with Eric or check out his mentorship. But at the time of this video, I can't guarantee that it'll still be open, but check that out. Hopefully you guys found value in this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.